Hello there. Now, if these asylum seeker hotel owners have made excessive profits, then I say we impose a windfall tax on them. Governments, especially Labour governments and their woke communist supporters, are very quick to identify the higher earners, or those who have what they call unearned income, and demand they be taxed into oblivion, aren't they? So I say strip a large chunk of profits from the companies that have made obscene amounts of money from the taxpayer by running these migrant hotels. Well, actually, not running them. They just own them. It's the people employed by the Home Office and paid for by the taxpayer that run the hotels and repair them and prepare them for the illegal migrants and supply the food. Isn't it? So why should these hotel owners earn more than a small rent for their use as migrant accommodation? The whole UK population is meant to be humanitarian over this, so that a few people can rake the coin in. Sounds more like one big scam, doesn't it? Why should just 3 companies, yes, 3 companies, have netted a combined £383 million profit since 2019 from this debacle? This Labour government is moaning about the wasteful PPE scandal and trying to recover lost dosh, isn't it? So why not with this? Let's see a windfall tax on this. Why should our Chancellor Rachel Reeves be eyeing pensioners for a tax hit to fill her random number financial black hole, instead of hitting these hotel owners? Especially when the Home Office has quite happily put in place a failed, chaotic and expensive system to dole the dosh out to them. Let's take the oil and gas companies as an example. They were already heavily taxed because of net zero. But when the government imposed sanctions on Russian oil and gas, our own oil and gas companies made huge profits as prices went up and up as a result. So the government hoiked an even larger tax burden on them, the windfall tax. The government took huge amounts of wedge off them because of the effect of the policies the government put in place. No difference with the hotels, is it? The government decided to use hotels and was totally negligent with taxpayers' money, making a very small number of people very wealthy. This surely is windfall tax territory. Except, of course, it would force the government to own up to their part in the shambles that the Tories started. The term uniparty would become even more mainstream than it is already, especially as it's just come out from the All-Party Home Affairs Committee that the cost of these 10-year hotel contracts has stratosphered from 4.5 billion quid to 15.3 billion quid. And going by previous government dealing, I would expect it to rocket again and again, because this government will just keep happily allowing the boats across the channel. I mean, they won't want to be called racist for stopping the boats, would they? No, much easier to attack concerned tax-paying citizens with claims of bigotry, while increasing their taxes and telling them it's their duty to pay through the nose for someone else's easy living. Now a quick interjection. Most of you watching right now aren't subscribed, so here's what you need to do after liking this video. Press the subscribe button, then hit the little bell and select all. And ensure your YouTube app is set to accept notifications. That way you'll get every single video the moment we release it. And if you don't, you're going to miss out. The country is not building more houses anywhere near fast enough. It is not building large detention camps for these people, and it is not sending them back home, nor is it doing much, if anything, to actually stop them coming over the channel in the first place. And then there's the sheer numbers of newcomers coming here legally. That number rocketed so high that reducing the numbers down to a net few hundred thousands will be claimed as a victory, when in fact it's a huge defeat when compared to the numbers we took in just 50 years ago. No wonder we have rising social unrest. And that is not down to concerned citizens who want their borders controlled. It is down to a growing number of those who consider certain areas of the country now as theirs. We heard that this weekend, and this can only get worse. The population of this country never asked for this. They were never asked about it by their political masters. They never voted for it. In fact, they voted against it, but have had it continually foisted on them anyway. And any complaint against it is met with a tirade of abuse from the woke internationalist communists. So it's great to hear that the woke non-crime hate incident recording and their cancel culture is now being fast eroded away by the actions of the Free Speech Union and its supporters. More and more ordinary Brits are realising and learning that they can be more vocal about this stuff and that they can protest against it. Hence the outpourings of furious wokesters on social media like X, where they troll about to try and cow ordinary people into silence. But it's no longer working. So the woke types end up wallowing in puddles of the product of their own tear ducts. And one trick they do have is to put up news reports of white men who've been jailed for heinous acts against our female offspring, saying, "Why no outrage from the far right about this person?" To which the reply should always be, caught, arrested, convicted and rightfully jailed. But they were not protected by their local community, nor were they protected by politicians and the justice system for the sake of diversity. Further, how many of our youngsters or their parents who tried to report these crimes were either ignored or had their cases squashed for the sake of diversity, or worse, because of the involvement of some social workers and police officers? So when people hear of the protected types happily operating from their luxury hotel base that is supplied at the cost of the taxpayer while making a few people hideously wealthy, you can understand why Brits get heated about it. And that's without the claims of all the food deliveries and the like. Now, I don't care which cheek of the Uniparty tailpipe gave the money away. The taxpayer deserves much better than this. But I fear that the Uniparty establishment has other intentions with our money. Intentions more akin to the redistribution of wealth from those that earned it to those that our political masters somehow think deserve it more than we do. The trouble for the establishment is that the Brits do not like being barked at, they do not like being treated unfairly, and they do not like being treated as an easy mark for a scam. I fear this will not end well for some in power. Finally, please like, subscribe and comment below, and a big shout out to our channel membership and Patreon supporters, and thank you for watching.